Hello again, and welcome to Tips with Andrew. I am Andrew Sapiano. Thank you so much for joining me on this lovely Monday afternoon. Hope you guys are having an awesome Monday so far. Hope you guys had a wicked weekend. You're ready for the week ahead. Probably most of us are back at work right now. Some of us are still off. All sorts of stuff going on. So I hope whatever you're doing it awesome. That's what I wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about today. It is just after New Year's, so we are in the thick of things with our New Year's resolutions, our goals for this year. And really what it comes down to is creating new habits, forming new habits, getting out of old habits that are no longer progressing us forward in our lives, and bringing in new habits that are going to project us, give us make our lives better. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but it's all about creating new habits, forming new habits, learning all about it, and getting rid of the old bad stuff, bringing in the new good stuff that is going to help you further your life for the better. So that's what I wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about. I've got some tips that help me, and I want to share them with you. Hopefully they help you too. Tip number one, start small. Definitely want to start small. You're not going to change every habit that you want to overnight. You're also not going to be able to form a new habit overnight. I think I read something like 28 days before you actually create and form a new habit. So you have to understand that it's going to be a long process at the right at the beginning, and at the best of times it's going to be a long process. So you're going to want to just start small. Whatever your goals are for the New Year's, whatever your new habit is, if you're trying to quit smoking, you want to start a little bit small, maybe, not smoke as much to start and then start cutting back that way. If you want to lose weight, perhaps maybe going for a walk, around your living room. That's a great starting point right there. That gives you something that gives you sort of a notion into what you're getting into. If you wanted to do something bigger with that, if you want to eat more vegetables, for example, is another one. Start small. Start with one piece of broccoli a day. That's it. That's all you want to do. You want to start small, very small, so that way you can get into that. You can actually tell your brain that you're trying to form the habit of, this is what I want to do. This is what is going to be a part of my life, or what I'm looking to be a part of my life. Because you have to understand that when you're trying to break old habits and bring in new habits, when you're doing that, your brain doesn't really understand what you're doing. It doesn't think about time or progressing or future or past or anything like that. It just thinks about now. And right now you're doing something different than what you normally do. So what your brain's telling you is, hey dude, you just need to know, it's not that you can't do this, but this is something that you're not used to. So you need to understand that this is uncharted territory for you right now. And your brain is actually entering into fight or flight mode. So when your brain is in fight or flight, it's normally going to flight out of there and take you back to the easy way, because fighting is not really what you're meant to do. You're not really meant to fight with yourself all the time. And your brain knows what you're comfortable with. It knows what you're trying to accomplish in your life. And when you're doing something that deviates from that path, that notion, it's going to bring you back, because it's not sure that you're sure that this is something that you want to do. So that's why you want to start small, and you want to let your brain know that this is something that you're interested in changing or doing or learning or whatever you're interested in. And then that way, over time, you can get your brain understands that this is somewhere that you want to be. This is the new path of life that you're choosing for yourself. That leads me into my next tip, is to make it daily. Whatever you're trying to do, one piece of broccoli, one lap around your around your living room, one cigarette a day, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to to form, to get rid of, to do whatever, make it daily. Everything you want to do is daily. You want to do it over and over, and keep doing it over and over, and repeat the process over and over. And if you can, kind of do it in the same, the same pattern every day. So if you're trying to eat a piece of broccoli, maybe try and do it at lunchtime or at dinner time every day. don't deviate from that. If you're trying to do a lap around your living room, maybe after lunch, maybe the noon hour, 1, 2 o'clock, or later in the night, 8, 9 o'clock, whatever works for you. Try and make it daily. Try and make it consistent, because that way when you're consistent at it, your brain, again, understands that you're trying to form this new habit. You're trying to get this progress into your life, and you want this to be a part of your life. And when you only do it once in a while, your brain knows that this isn't something that you're interested in having in your life. So it's just going to revert you back to the way that you used to be, because you're not making it daily. You're not being consistent with it. You're not keeping going with the process, trusting the process, and allowing your brain and your body to understand that this is something that you want to be formed in your life. Like I said before, 28 days, I believe it is. So you need to be doing something daily, every day for at least 28 days, probably more, depending on how small you want to start and how much progress you can make each day, each week, each month. But you have to understand that you got to keep it going consistently, because consistency is what led you to this point. Consistently every day you didn't eat vegetables. You were smoking too much. You didn't exercise. You didn't watch what you were eating. You didn't do all that stuff consistently. It's not like you just picked it up one day, you just overate one day and now all of a sudden you gained 30 pounds. It's not the way it works. As much as we would like to believe that, it's not the way it works. So consistency is what brought you to this point, and consistency is what's going to get you out of this. You can do it, obviously. You got yourself to this point, so you can get yourself out. It's not hard, it's just a change of mind. That's my next point. Be positive. You have to be positive. You have to tell yourself positive affirmations. I am awesome. I can do this. I am worth it. You know what I mean? All of the stuff that you have to be positive. You have to portray positivity out there into the universe, because if you're not, then the universe is bringing you negativity back. Whatever you put out into the universe brings you back. It's one of those weird things, whether you believe it or not, you're right. So be positive. Be positive with yourself. Like I said, 28 days, you got to be positive for that 28 days. There's going to be some trials, some tribulations, some stuff that's not going to work, some stuff that's going to knock you off your high horse and think that this isn't really what you want to do, A, or B, that isn't really worth it. You know what I mean? Like, what... Vegetables, yeah, everybody talks about them, but whatevs. Exercise, whatevs. I basically exercised today. I walked to the shower. That's not what we're talking about. And there will be times where you're going to find yourself sort of kicking the tires, sort of beating yourself up. That's where you have to remain positive. You have to understand the end goal. Know the end goal. And when you know the end goal, that way you can work backwards and you can find the positivity, the motivation that you need, because you know where you're going, as opposed to just being where you are. Next tip is a great one too. Plan to succeed. So make a plan for success, but with failure in mind. Because like I said, there's going to be trials, there's going to be tribulations, there's going to be stuff that knocks you down, there's going to be stuff that makes you think it's not worth it, there's going to be people that make you think it's not worth it. It's just the way it happens. People don't care about you succeeding, they care about themselves. Just understand that. So don't even let that bother you. But have a plan for success. You definitely, like I said, you want to know the end goal. So you want to plan for success. You want to know that so what's your end game? I want to lose 20 pounds by summer. What's summer? June. Okay, so June, you want to lose 20 pounds. Now, you got to work your way back from there. What do you have to do? Every day, I'm going to be walking around my living room 1 lap. Every day, I'm going to be incorporating 1 piece of broccoli into my dinner, just to start, so that I can get my body into a routine, into the habit, into the form of this is what I want to do, this is where I want to go, this is what's going to make me happy, and this is the way that I want to do it. So make a plan. You're definitely I believe it was Winston Churchill that said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So definitely want to make a plan for success, so you know what success looks like along the road, but you also want to have failure in mind. You want to, okay, so this step, boom, right here. So I did 10 laps around my house, or around my living room today. That's awesome. Now tomorrow, you're probably going to be in pain, a lot of pain, especially if this is the first 10 laps that you've done in a long time. So what you want to do is you want to plan for that. You want to plan to know that tomorrow I'm going to be hurting. So tomorrow I either A, have to tone it down a little bit, or B, I have to understand that this is something that I want. This is something that I'm going to do, and this is something that I'm going to push through until I make it. So understand that, failure is stuff is gonna keep you all the time. That is gonna want to make you want to quit, make you want to fail, make you want to not want to do anything anymore, make you want to give up. But you have to know that. You have to plan for that stuff. Understand that that stuff is gonna happen. That's not like, oh man, exercise made me hurt. Oh no, or vegetables made me poop a lot. Like, this is stuff that happens. And this is stuff that will deter you if you don't plan for it, if you don't see it coming, and if you don't understand about it. So that's why you need to make a plan, have step by step what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, what you're going to do to change. And then also, that's another tip too, side tip, journaling is going to be awesome for you. So that way you can measure all of your successes and your failures so you can understand what works and what doesn't. Plan for success. Keep failure in mind, because failure is going to be there at every turn, and it's going to deter you if you don't take it into consideration. But it's only minute problems that are going to be there, and you can definitely overcome them because you're awesome and you overcome bigger shit than that every single day. Understand it. No, my next tip is to be kind to yourself. I guess this was similar to the be positive, but just be kind to yourself. Understand that you were the way that you were for however long you were, and overnight it's not going to be different. You're not going to change everything that you were, everything that you are overnight. It's just not the way, it's just not possible. And if you think it's possible, you're living in some fairy dream never land that is not ever going to come into fruition. And I wish you the best of luck, I really do, but it's probably not going to happen. You need to give yourself some time. You need to be kind to yourself. You need to give yourself some pats on the back. You need to give yourself some loving. You need to give yourself that tough love if you need it. Definitely tough love on yourself. We are our worst critics, so there's nobody that's going to be more tough on you than you. So understand that. Understand that you're not only here to try and be tough on yourself, you also have to be kind to yourself, because nobody else really cares about you, and nobody's going to be as kind to yourself as you can be. So you need to understand that. You need to give yourself a break. Maybe every once in a while you need a break and you've just been going too hard, and what's going to happen there is you're just going to end up with burnout, and you don't want burnout, because burnout is the first cause of leading failure. I mean, you just go, and then all of a sudden you're like, this is not what I want to do anymore. I'm done. Game over. But that right there is your brain telling you that you are entering uncharted territory. This is something that you're not normally comfortable with. This is not what you're doing. This is outside of your comfort zone. And if you're still okay with this, keep doing it. But I'm going to revert you back to the way that you used to be, because this is not comfortable for me as your brain, and your brain's thinking that it's you, even though you know that you're trying to get out of that. So just be kind to yourself, give yourself a break, understand that, you're awesome and you can do it. And there's nothing that can stop you unless you let you stop you. Which leads me to my next point, my last point. I love these essential oils. Oh my goodness, essential oils for everything. I use them every day in my life, all day. This is definitely a habit that I have formed, and I will continue to keep going with it. I cannot foresee a moment in time where I'm not using essential oils for whatever I use them for in my life, especially creating new habits, being kind to yourself, giving yourself a break. Essential oils like cedarwood, nice, calming, relaxing oil. It smells like the woods, and this is a really great oil to use to yourself when you do get very down on yourself and you do get very irritated with yourself and you're not the way that you used to be. And sometimes you need to be calm and grounded and just understand that you're going a little bit too much and you need to take a step back. The oil that's great for that is frankincense. Frankincense, the king of oils. I love this one. I use this one every day. I actually like taking a drop under my tongue. It's great for the immune system. I love This one's another one that's great for calming, grounding, putting a little bit in my hands, rubbing it on the back of my neck. I like putting them actually on my collar of my shirt. That way when I sweat, creates actually a natural diffuser, and I have the aroma with me all the time. Another great one, Wild Orange is an excellent oil for uplifting, invigorating. Oh my goodness, I love this one. This is one of my favorites actually. This is one of the most popular oils. I love it. I actually love using this one and peppermint simultaneously. Little rub in my hand and then smell it like that. I love it. I love it for as a pick me up, as a wake me up, and sort of a keep me going, kick me in the pants type thing. I love using essential oils. They are great for, like I said, when your nerves are racking and you need to calm yourself down, or when you're just beating yourself up and you need to uplift yourself. You need that little bit more of invigoration in your spirits, and you need your spirits lifted. Definitely try some essential oils. That's all I got for you for today. When creating any new habits, you're gonna wanna start small, make it daily. Be positive to yourself. Actually, another one, be kind to yourself. Be positive, be kind. Plan for success, but keep failure in mind. There's a couple things that are going to lead you to failure. If you let them, don't let them. And then be positive to yourself. And my last one is essential oils. Definitely try some essential oils. They work for me. I love them. Hopefully they would work for you too. That's all I got for you for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you got some value out of this. Feel free to share this with your friends, a family member, perhaps somebody from your team that you feel needs to hear this. If you'd like to learn more about essential oils or some of this cool stuff that I'm talking about, definitely drop me a comment, send me a message, and we'll reach out. We'll get you rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a wonderful Monday evening. I look forward to talking to you again. Bye for now.